Hey, what's up, Internet? It's Chris Krug, and I am checking in here with the hologram avatar of Nik Badminton. Nik is actually secluded in an underground cave somewhere and projects his likeness here to conferences so he can be multiple places at the same time around the world.
It's true.
So now, to be serious, Nik's interested in cybernetics, futurism, kind of representations of ourselves. You're actually getting augmented, aren't you?
I am. I'm getting a chip put in my hand by a guy from Washington State called Amal Grafstra. Runs a company called DangerousThings.com. Yeah.
What kind of information is going to be on the chip?
I'm going to be able to unlock my front door. I'm going to be able to access bank details through an enabled laptop. I'm going to be able to even drive my girlfriend's RFID-enabled car.
That's so cool, man. So
Yeah.
I'm interested in this and open-minded about these things.
Yeah.
But the first question that springs to my mind is like upgrades.
Sure.
Like I want what they have now, but I want the stuff that's going to come later. And am I
Sure.
like more committed to biometrics when they like stick it in my body?
Sure, there's a level of commitment. There's a level of commitment, but like you know, you could actually even think about, you know, actually, well, this is reprogrammable, right? So it's just an information vessel. When we've actually got sensors and
Yeah.
things like that,
Yeah.
accelerometers entering the body, then sure, upgrades and breakdowns and nanotech breakdowns are going to be an issue.
I don't even
right?
worry about breakdowns. I mean, I know RFID is reprogrammable.
Yeah.
But what about when the next like faster, bigger one comes out that you can hold more data on? You just put it in the other hand and you just don't worry about it or something, and you just end up with kind of the a smattering of former
sure.
tech kind of augmented to you or something. That's part of who you become or something.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you don't throw away your old hard disk at home that you've used for backup. You don't throw it away. You just keep it and you just reuse what you can do with that.
That's so wild, man.
And so what you do is you could end up actually. I mean, I've got a whole hand, I've got a whole arm, legs and everything. I mean, you could actually end up being like a library of information.
Too cool.
or storage. I mean, you've got to be kind of progressive to do this stuff, right?
Right now you do, but our kids, instead of getting piercings and tattoos,
Yeah.
will probably be like injecting firefly DNA in their skin to make it glow, or getting technological biometric implantation. I'm sure it'll just, it's
Yeah.
weird to us, but
There was a guy in the US that actually implanted magnets and speakers into his ears, so he could actually wirelessly transmit music without actually wearing headphones.
yeah, man.
And it's stuff like that that's kind of really pushing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, the upgrade around that and the breakdown potential is higher, but
Yeah.
we got to augment and transcend who we are to
Yeah.
really make some progress, you know, biologically.
This reminds me a lot of conversations that I've had with our mutual friend Amber Case,
Yes.
Cyborg anthropologist.
Very,
Seems like a
very
good idea
awesome
to give
person.
her a little
Yeah.
a shout out. So you gave a keynote presentation last evening. Mm-hmm. Okay, tell me about it. Tell the internet.
You know, the first slide said that we've become inhuman. You know, if we look at the hierarchy of needs and Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you know, food, sex, warmth, it's what drives us and motivates us. Well, today, actually, you know, devices that tell us what our second self is like online seem to motivate a lot more of people's time and sort of take up a lot more of people's time. And I talk a lot about the consumption of information. So the idea is that we consume information, but the more information there is, the more it consumes us, and then we've got a poverty of attention. So in fact, you don't really consume any information because you're just tapping on many different sources. So it's not really made us actually have any depth of knowledge about any number of things, and it's made us quite shallow as humans. So the self-actualization is the first thing that we do. It's just like, look at me, look at me, look
Sure.
at me. So really the idea is like, if we put away our devices and stop talking about, you know, everything that's out there that we've seen and liking people and whatever, and start talking about the things that really matter, or read a book or have this conversation, right? Even though
On
it's
our
not-
mobile device,
on a mobile
on the
device.
internet.
But you know, for me, this is a much more justified use of this mobile device than you and me sat next to each other checking our Facebook profile.
Right, Skyping with one another from sitting next to
You
each
know,
other.
yeah, absolutely.
No, there's sometimes like you're in a boardroom meeting and you got a buddy across the room and you don't have the right to say that the guy is full of shit. And it's
Yeah.
fun to text back and forth under the table and
Yeah.
stuff. So I guess we got the good, we got the bad, and you're talking about how to kind of like right size this kind of stuff, or how do we approach it in terms of what we're willing to accept into our life and how we deal with it.
Indeed, you know,
Kind of interesting to be hearing warnings from a dude who's about to get his first implant, you know. But
this becomes something
that's the paradox
So
or
this
something.
is something passive that I won't have to, you know, I won't have to reach for a device.
Yeah.
Even if that device is a set of keys,
Yeah.
I won't have to reach for it. It'll be there. The best technology is completely invisible.
Yeah.
You know, the fact in 15 years, like no websites and sensor-based economies and sensor-based environments, where literally we as humans will actually have either wearable sensors or embedded sensors, is actually a really sensible future that we're heading towards, because we're going to have more time to have conversations. And we all know that non-verbal cues are incredibly important for humanity and storytelling.
Yeah.
The fact is, we've kind of disappeared into a world of Upworthy, which is kind of shitty for any real sensible progression as humans in conversation.
You can block it on your Facebook.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, totally.
I have, and I do have Facebook. I used to have 2 accounts. I deleted one of them. It was an uproar. I actually now have reduced my friend group to so small, to just people I would go for a drink with.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And if I don't know the name of that person on the street, you know, this virtual self isn't really got value for me, you know?
All right. I know a lot of people care about these issues and are thinking about them. It's like super relevant, especially with all new tech, new phones, new social networks. Where can people kind of plug in with your conversations and what you're up to?
Okay. You can go to designculturemind.tumblr.com. I do a lot of thinking about innovation.
Where else?
There's a conference on the 7th of June called From Now, fromnow.co. Amazing speakers.
I want to go, but I'm going to be in New Brunswick.
Lots of people are coming, 120 people, 120 thinkers in Vancouver.
Cool.
Nora Young from CBC.
Say the URL for Tumblr again.
It's designculturemind.tumblr.com.
All right. We got to rock and roll. Yeah. The hippies downstairs are wrapping up, and we are going to get our sessions back on the go. Over and out from the Fuel Dialogues with Cybernetics, Nik Badminton, transmitted to you from satellite. Thank you very much.